Could not resist. I got my pump on at the gym today. Anyway. Hey guys, Jess Barron here with Authentic Coaching. I am super excited about today's topic because it is really the premise of what I have been doing for all the work in myself and helping others see the light. The light is, hey, we have control over our lives. We have control over our thoughts. We have control over the path that we are taking in this life. Half the time, the things that we want are not coming to us because we are blocking it ourselves. So this idea kind of helps us lift all of this negativity and push it to the side so we can get all that love and joy that we so desire and that we so deserve. So let's get right into it. Basically, this information came to me through a woman named Brooke Castillo, who is the owner of the Life Coach School. She has an amazing podcast. If you ever have the opportunity to listen to her, they're super short, very informative, and give you tons of information on how to live your best life. So when I started digging into her, I started realizing that, oh my gosh, this is like the simplest thing that you could possibly think of, but yet, why have I never discovered this? So diving right in is the idea that we have a situation that occurs in our life. That situation in turn makes our brain start thinking thoughts. We are not our thoughts. However, we fall into the trap of believing that all of our thoughts are true. Our thoughts are not true. Thoughts can come, thoughts can go, but we start creating these thoughts, and we're gonna focus on like the negative side of this so that we can kind of see how to turn it around when you're in a tight situation that's maybe not making you feel expanded or joyful in this world. So a situation occurs, our brain starts thinking thoughts, our thoughts then create the feelings. The feelings that we have will then create an action or a reaction. Oh no, I am the queen of reactions. You can ask anybody who has received the tail end of a reaction that I did not think about. That is something that I have struggled with and worked with, and ever since I've kind of found this idea, I really do try to make myself sit down and figure out how I can turn it around. So our thoughts create our feelings create the reaction creates a result. So just a simple example, let's say you had plans with a friend or a date or whatever it is. They text you, call you, an hour before you are supposed to meet. You have literally changed your entire day around and scheduled everything that you were going to do around this meeting because you're interested in seeing this person and being around with them and connecting. Because let's be real, folks, all we want as human beings is connection with other people, connection to other things in our life, hobbies, passions, connection. So you have heard that this connection is no longer going to be a part of your day. So your brain and subconscious, which you are unaware of a lot of the times, hold core beliefs that come up over and over and over in our life without us even really knowing that we feel this way about ourselves. So our brain starts creating these thoughts that either A, they really didn't want to hang out with me, how rude of them, they are always, doing this to me, my whole day is ruined, I have nothing to do now, the one opportunity I have to have connection with someone is now over, la. We go down this deep, dark hole and all these feelings start coming up, these feelings of irritation, anger, resentment, being pissed off, whatever it is. And so then we immediately, or maybe not immediately, but in the near future, react in a way that creates a result that is the opposite of what we want, because our initial result that we wanted was to have connection and to be with that person. But our reaction, which is a negative reaction because our thoughts have created these feelings that are festering up in us, creates even more negative energy towards that person, and then that person is actually going to back even further away from you because nobody wants negative energy coming their way. So then you have created a result of Possibly never seeing that person, or that person turning against you and saying, oh, she cray, or whatever it is, whatever it is, then in return, your result is you still being alone and feeling terrible about having a reaction that you're not proud of, and or losing, this connection with the person. So what I like to do, and what I have done since I've kind of found this idea that we are in control of what we think. So when a negative thought comes in, you can easily turn it around and be like, nah, that's not it. Let's go the positive route. So what I find helpful is I will actually write down in my little notebook, I will write down circumstance, thought, feeling, reaction, result. So I like to start by putting the result that I want. So when I'm feeling angry, mad, pissed, whatever it is, I will put the result. So my result, new result that I want, or the original result that I wanted from this situation, is to feel connected, to have an interaction with people that makes me feel good and joyous, because that's all we want as humans, is to feel joy. It is our innate right to do so. But we let our brain get in the way, our subconscious and core beliefs that could potentially be, I'm not worthy, I'm not loved, no one likes me, blah, 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 that creates these immediate feelings that are super negative. So I like to go back and say, hey, what result do I want? So the result that I want is, I eventually want to have a rain check with this person. I eventually want to connect, and I want to have a fulfilling day. So then I go back and see, okay, situation's always the same. The thought, what can my thoughts be at this point when I am trying to turn this negativity around? Thoughts could be, hey, maybe I'm meant to do something else today. Like maybe these 3 things that have been following me around all week that I keep meaning to do, this is the opportunity for me to get that done so that I can feel fulfillment and satisfaction from something that I have accomplished in my day. So changing those thoughts, then your reaction can be to that person, totally get it, things come up, life happens, shit happens. You have no control. But we do have control about the way that we respond to these things that are coming out to us. So, changing those thoughts, create a different reaction, and then have a result of a happier day where I can go get shit done. So that's just a simple example of how you can turn it around. I can honestly say that, this is work. It's not like, oh, hey, I'm always gonna be able to change my thoughts. I'm never gonna feel angry. I'm never gonna feel bad. I'm never gonna feel this. That's unrealistic. Things like that are gonna happen. We're gonna be upset. We're gonna be sad. But we can take time to be compassionate with ourselves, love ourselves, work ourselves through it, convince ourselves that it's not us. Usually when someone is doing something to you, it is about them. It is not about you. It took me a really long time to figure that out. I want you to understand that you have control. You can stop. It does take a pause. You've got to pause. And like I said, I have had many moments where I did not pause, and I have made choices to react in a way that I later felt even more terrible than I did about the situation. So taking the time to pause, taking the time to write out or change those thoughts, which will then change your feelings, which will then change your action, which will then change your results. All right? As always, it's a pleasure to be here and share these ideas with you, and I look forward to the next time. Namaste.